What do we have here? Two of my favorites, man. These are two of my favorite knives. We got the Kizer gun hammer and we got the Gavco thresher, and this is a Wii build. So basically we're looking at Kizer and we're looking at Wii. And, Gavco designed this one, and Daryl Ralph designed this one, I think. But the designers aren't the issue. I'm talking about the builders here, the makers. And that's what I want to look at today, because there's two companies here. Now I don't want to look at though, but I just have this example here because this is kind of the best of the Civivis that I have. Now I don't really count in with Civivi for this little versus we're going to have going on.
Kizer versus Civivi special.
But I just thought I'd show kind of the best. And we also aren't going to have these higher end Kizers either. But just to show kind of, what my favorites are of the two. That's these guys. But I love all of these also. These are all also great knives. And we got Kizer, Civivi, Kizer, Civivi, Kizer, Civivi. So, and I think these are good examples. I'll show some more examples, like some of their best, some of their most popular, some of their best sellers, etc. And the question is, which one's better?
It's a battle to the death. The loser has to quit the knife business.
No, it's nothing that drastic. Why do we care which one's better? You could buy, one of each, whatever, 10 of each. But I think it's important to kind of see, at least in my opinion, which one is the better manufacturer. And the context is that it has the best models, the coolest models that are also a good value, that knife collectors can get into, right? They can get into this game that we all play, or that, some of us play, where we have cool knives that we really like, Which one's better? Which one would I look to? If I could only have one, if I could only buy from one of the companies, either Civivi or Kizer.
2 men enter, 1 man leaves.
Obviously, I'm not talking about the super high-end Kizers. I'm talking, more about like the Vanguard. Like, I don't think they made a Vanguard version of the Mini Thurium even, But I think mostly the Vanguards are, although I don't feel like I see the Vanguard moniker on the knives anymore. I used to see Vanguard just like right on the knife. Does this one say Vanguard? No, I don't think it does. Does it? No, I don't think it does. You used to see Vanguard on the knife. I remember I had a Beglighter Vanguard. It was nice, and that was their more G10 models, the cheaper models. And that's what I would kind of consider to be against the Civivis, so the Vanguard. Now this one, I don't know if this one was Vanguard. I think it was maybe like the next level up. I'm not sure. But still, there are Civivis that definitely cost as much as the Graziso do. So I think that one's fair to put in there. I'm just going to show some pictures of what I think the top Kizers are and what I think the top Civivi models are. And that's going to be like a major, so I'm going to look these up right now and kind of find my favorites of both and then kind of judge them as which ones are better, which ones are cooler designs, which ones are more different than each other, which ones are more original, etc. So we'll get that put together right here.
When you think Civivi, think Elementum. The Elementum was our first foray into, Anyway, so really, I do, though. I think of the Elementum when I think of Civivi, because that was like the first really good seller that I saw of theirs. I think they had some other stuff before, but that's the one that I think of. And it's a good little knife, hollow grind, and then this in particular one has frag, which they don't hardly ever do. So that's a good thing to me. The Shredder and the Platheros, that's two more I remember from, the early days of Civivi. Just very cool knives. Platheros, I think, was Elijah Isham design, so I think that was maybe the first one of his I saw. Two more from those earlier days, the Odium, Mini Odium, I think that was a Ferrum Forge collab, and the Riffle, that was kind of a cool looking one. I think it was just an in-house though. Now these two are a little more recent. The Baby Banter and the Thug 2 are both Civivi versions of Wii knives. So they've been selling pretty good and are pretty popular. Civivi hit the button locks pretty early. I would even say that they were probably one of the main conspirators in the button lock craze. The first one I remember was the Elementum button lock, which was kind of meh. But the Conspirator's really good. Sentinel Strike, these are some more recent ones, and the Storm Howl are really good too. A couple of Civivi's most recent real popular ones, the Sokoki, or Sokoke, I don't know how to say it, man, and the Bull Tusk, they've done really, really well, and I think they look like great knives. I don't love a knife that doesn't have something to block your hand from sliding up on the blade, so the Sokoki whatever isn't one for me. The Bull Tusk, though, I definitely want. It's a really nice looking knife, and it's really popular right now. All right, let's get some Kizers up in here. Now, I don't think Kizer would be what it is today without the Sheepdog. I think the Sheepdog moved them to the next level, the same way the Elementum kind of blew up Civivi, same thing. Just a really great knife, great action, well built and all that. The Land, man, it's one of the drop shuttiest budgets that's out there. Just great action. The Beglita, I love it because it has that similar German sound to the Kizer. It's a Kizer Beglita. But they're both, they have a similar vibe, but they're different enough. The Critical Mini and the T1 are very different, even though you could say they're both thumb stud knives that are liner locks. Just both really, really excellent. You got the Warncliffe, you got the more of a drop point. Yeah. Oh, they both have titanium higher end versions too. Ray Laconico and Dmitry Osarenko. Some more designers that Kizer has used, and now for the Gemini and the October, which are just amazing, amazing knives. Like, if those are the only two knives Kizer made, they would still be a pretty cool knife maker. Kizer hit those axis locks pretty hard, kind of the way Civivi did with the button locks. We got the Drop Bear, which is just a super great knife, and the Kizer Escort, I think it's one of the best, man. It's just so good. But Kizer didn't shy away from the button lock. They did excellent ones, like these three examples, the Chili Pepper, Assassin, and Cormorant, and more. I think they did it at least as well as Civivi had. I think I'm showing more Kizers than Civivis, and that's kind of unfair, but I keep finding more Kizers that I want to show you. The Towser K is just freaking excellent. The Kizer Roach, the full size, is just a little bit big and awkward for me, but the mini Roach is freaking just outstanding. And I have a few more. I have like a bunch more Kizers that I could show and that I feel like I should show. And I have some more Civivis too. But most of the Civivis I have still to show are kind of just more of the same as the ones I've already shown, like similar to those. While the Kizers are diverse and have just, a bunch more excellent models I could show you. And I think that kind of tells a story. That actually surprised me putting that together. I didn't realize that Kizer, I think Kizer has a distinct advantage in that. I think they have more very cool, you could almost say kind of iconic in their class models than Civivi does. I think a lot of those Civivis were very similar. And even the ones that were different were just kind of like, it's pretty good. And Kizer has its pretty good models too. So, I don't know. I think if I had to pick one company that I could only get knives from now on, it would probably be... I'm so sorry I can't tell you yet, because there's more video you gotta watch before you find out. And we've got these 6 here that we haven't even looked at yet. So, let's go through these that we have here first. This is the Kizer Grazioso, however you say it. Very cool knife. It's got the copper bolster up here. It's got black G10, and they come in different styles. And I think they even have a higher end one that was S30V with titanium and maybe carbon fiber. I think this one is
Is it 14C? Oh shit, I can't read it. Put my glasses on. We will see what it is. It can't be 14C, could it? No, it's N690. I should have known that. Kizer uses N690 a lot. What are some other steels they use? They use 154CM. 154CM is one of their favorites, and it's a great budget steel. I mean, and S35. Now, S35 is usually only in their higher end stuff, but occasionally you'll see some S35 in sort of a more affordable knife. Let's see, I think I saw, did I see they use D2? No, I don't think that I ever saw them using D2. They stick with mostly N690. Yeah. Oh, that's what it was. They had some fixed blades that were D2. I think I remember that. Yeah. But I don't remember seeing any of their folders in D2. Unlike the Civivis, which some do come in D2. I think this Civivi Praxis came in D2. Oh, no. The mini Praxis, I think, came in D2. I don't know if the big one ever did. This one is in 9CR, which, probably not quite as good as N690, but it's close. They're not that one. They're not that far apart. N690, I think, is a little better. Both of these come as a flipper-only knife. I added the stud on this one, and I haven't added a stud for this one, but I had it off for some reason. I forget why. But putting on these quick studs is just really great and makes them a way better knife. Now, here's a thing that Kizer doesn't do, very often at least, is wood on the knife. I think they have some wood inlays on something, but typically they don't. And Civivi does that quite often. They have a lot of wood scales. Some other, like bottom half of the knife would be like a wood inlay, sort of. They use wood, I wouldn't say extensively, but quite a bit. More than Kizer does. Here's another difference. If you look at these liners, they're a little thinner than most of your liners that you're going to see from Kizer. Civivi makes their stuff just a little bit thinner, a little bit lighter duty. And then what makes it look even thinner is that they round the edges on both sides of their liners. It's just kind of a weird look. I don't know why you would round the inside edge. The inside edge should tie in with the scale, if you're going to have them be right on the same level and not be an inset liner or something. I don't know why you round both sides. I think it's something about their process, something about, just keeping everything very even and the same. So they round the inside, they round the outside, they round both sides. It's kind of a weird look, though. I think it would tie in better with the backspacer and with the scales if they left it flat right here. But that's more planning and more process than they need to do. So they just round everything, Now here is a Kizer that uses aluminum. They both use aluminum. I've seen plenty of Civivis that use aluminum. Kizer uses aluminum probably a bit more extensively. And Kizer makes frag more often than Civivi. If you're a frag fan, you're going to find more frag pieces amongst the Kizerettes. This is the Kizer Clairvoyant, and it's a pretty cool knife, although it had a swept up kind of almost like a cleavery sheep's foot, and it wasn't my thing, so I trimmed it so that the end was much more pointy and I don't know, just more the way I like the knife, so I did a little blade trim on that. Otherwise, it's exactly how it came, I think. Or is that an added pocket clip? I might have added that pocket clip on there too, I forget. You know what, I'll show a picture of what the original one looks like right above here. So, and button locks. Of course, both companies love button locks. I don't have a Civivi button lock here, but man, they make plenty of button locks. I think they probably made button locks before Kizer did. I bet they did, but I'm not sure. They might not have. I don't know. But this one's really nice. It's got a great sound to it too. The Kizer Clairvoyant. Now this one has some nice thick liners. If you compare those liners to the Civivi, you'll kind of see what I'm talking about. That the Civivi has just a little thinner liners. They just always seem to. Money saving, weight saving, you know, probably lots of reasons for it, but I don't know, I think I like the beefiness of the liners on the Kizers better. So that's one, that's one little score for Kizer there. Here's another Civivi. This is probably one of my favorite Civivis. Now, it has aftermarket aluminum scales. Normally they're G10, which is a great material, The pocket clip that comes with it isn't this one also. But the one that comes in it is fine, This is the Vision F, I think FG. And it has some beautiful Damascus. Now, Civivi uses Damascus fairly often. They kind of have, they use Damascus about as often as they do their wood. They have lots of Damascus, maybe more. They probably have more Damascus than they do wood versions and varieties, because there's quite a few Damascus ones that are G10 and some other materials too. So they make some really decent looking Damascus, Now, is it as good as, say, N690 steel? Maybe not, but I bet it's close to 9CR, something like that, It's similar. This one has a core of a different steel and then those layers on the outside. It's really beautiful. Here's some other ones from Civivi that look really nice too. So I think they have a little advantage there in having that variety of Damascus, cool-looking Damascus knives that you can get from them, where Kizer has only very few Damascus knives, and I think only on their really high-end stuff, and they end up being very expensive, So this knife was under $100 new, with the beautiful Damascus and the white G10. So now I got an extra $50 into it in scales, though. So now is that that makes it kind of an expensive knife if you do all that, but you don't have to do that. You can just keep the G10. And Kizer makes plenty of knives in aluminum too, so it's not like they only make G10 at that price range. They're making all kinds of aluminum knives, and just like Kizer does, both. Now this Kizer, this is one of my favorites, and maybe my favorite flipper-only knife. That's in this kind of price range, under $100 type price range. And this guy, last time I saw this guy, he was at like $35, $40. And that's a great deal. This is the Kizer Z82. Now, as far as Kizer's advantage, here's one. They're just a little smoother, man. This thing is super duper smooth. I don't think there's any Civivis that are this smooth and have this nice of action and also have this nice of a sound. It's just such a nice clanky little clank when it closes. And like some other knives, I put a little thumb opener on here so that it can be open with the thumb and reverse slick too. But the flipper tab works terrifically. So, and this one's in N690, and that's definitely one of their favorite go-to blade steels. Now, this one is a really nice Civivi. This is the Synergy 3, I think. Synergy 2, Synergy 3, one of those. And it is, it's by a designer, which is cool. Civivi doesn't use, I don't think, at least, maybe they're starting to now, but I don't think they use outside designers as much as Kizer does. Kizer uses a lot of outside designers. I think this is an outside designer, that's an outside designer, that's an outside designer. Now, Civivi definitely does use some outside designers. Like, I think these two, that one too, maybe. The lock, at least, on this one is a Snex, something like that, design. And this one is designed by somebody, and so is this one. But as far as I know, the Praxis is an in-house design. And I think for a lot of Civivi's time, since they first started, especially in the early years, I think most of their designs were more in-house, where Kizer was doing designers coming in and doing that. So that's that's a little bit of a difference there. When did they start? How many think? Oh, Richard, research that for me real quick and tell me when Kizer started.
Kizer Knife Company was established in 2012 in Yangjiang, China.
Okay, that's great. Okay, now tell me when Civivi started.
We Knife Company was established in Yangjiang, China in 2000.
No, Civivi, well,
primarily as an OEM manufacturer, it later spawned the Civivi brand in 2018.
Okay, that's a little more complicated than I was looking for, but that's what it is. It is what it is.
This has been Moments in Knife History with Richard.
Okay, that's very cool. Thank you.
Follow me on Insta for more TED Talks.
I think if I had to pick one company that I could only get knives from now on, it would probably be, as far as, more toward the budgety side, up to $100, say. That's a little bit higher than budget for me, but I think I'd have to go with Kizer. I think Kizer has done a better job of putting together models that are sort of iconic, that are sort of almost like must-haves if you're a collector of cool knives. So even though I love my Civivis, man, I don't have as many Civivis because I buy them and then I end up selling them because I just don't find them as compelling. That could be the right word. They're not as compelling as the Kizer models to me. All right, here's some more Kizer models that I find compelling, and I'm going to try to name them just from memory. I swear on my kid's eyes, I'm not cheating. I think that's the Feist, Cyber something. Ooh, crap, don't remember that one. Oh, that's Damn Designs, but I don't remember what it's called. Hiccup, shit. This one, no, I don't remember what this one's called. Is that the Yorkie? This one is like a fucking killer whale. I don't know. Warrior, something like Justice. That's a Justice. This one I don't remember. Shit, I like that one. I don't remember it though. Is that the Shard? No, that's not the Shard. This one I don't remember at all. No, that's a Shard. That's a Shard. That's an old one I don't remember at all. Damn, I don't know hardly any of these. Dogfish. That's a really cool one. This one I don't remember, but it's really cool looking. Shit, Swayback? Shit, I know this one. Cobalt. So that's my 2 cents. Tell me what you guys think. Do you guys prefer, do you have more favorites that are Civivi or more favorites that are Kizer? Let me know. Have a nice day.